Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to LeTip Live. LeTip is an organization of like-minded individuals brought together to help each other's businesses grow and flourish. And speaking of flourish, we have a big, awesome treat for you guys. The coach of coaches. If you need help with business, life, wellness, this is the coach of coaches. She's here with us today, and we have Joy Huntsman. Oh, not in studio. We're going virtual, Joy. Just messing with you guys. And today we have Joy. How you doing, Joy?
I'm doing well. Thank you for having me.
Well, first and foremost, congratulations. You are our featured member of the month. So we want to remind you guys, if you go to Communicare, you will see the cover of our online magazine featuring Joy. So definitely check it out. I read the article. It's great. It helps with your New Year's resolutions and setting goals. So definitely check that out. And first and foremost, congratulations, Joy.
Thank you. It was really a wonderful opportunity, and that's one of the benefits of being a LeTip member is the vast marketing opportunities that you have with your membership.
Absolutely, absolutely. So I definitely suggest you guys check that out. And for some of you who don't even know it exists, check your emails. It's our Communicare. So type in Communicare and make sure that's not going to your junk mail. So a lot of people don't even know it exists. So make sure you know that LeTip magazine, that you could see it once a month, and we're featuring members and bringing good tips and tricks to help your business. So Joy, you are the coach of coaches. Right. So what does that entail? You are the coach of coaches.
I'm a master coach, and that just means I've been coaching for a very long time.
Nice.
I teach professional coaching, which gives me the classification of coach of coaches. My favorite group of people to coach are professional coaches.
Nice, nice. So how long have you been doing it? What made you get into it? Give us your little story of how this all begun.
From my earliest childhood, I think people have always fascinated me. I've always been interested in watching people, listening to people. I would much rather have been with the adults rather than the kids in the room. And my first career was optical career. And I eventually became an optical consultant. And I recognized one day that if you can sell eyeglasses, you can sell widgets. And so I transitioned into being a business consultant. What I discovered in the beginning of being an optical consultant is that no matter what was going on with the business, if the business owner, the ophthalmologist, optometrist, optician, if they weren't happy in their personal life, it affected their business and vice versa. So I began to explore coaching and human behavior, took a lot of training, learned a lot of different modalities, and eventually transitioned. Instead of talking about policies and procedures for practice management, it became policies and procedures for life. How can you get through life being the best version of yourself? And that's what I do.
Awesome. Great, great. So how long have you been doing that?
I started my company in June of 1999.
Nice. Great stuff. Yeah. Great stuff. Wonderful. And what would be your favorite, you teach and coach in various aspects. What would be your favorite one?
Well, I consider myself a holistic coach, meaning that my clients come to me and they say they want help in their business, or they have an entrepreneurial idea, they want to start a new business. And eventually we spill over to their relationship or their personal side. People will come to me from the personal side, and eventually we'll be talking about career change. So I meet my clients wherever they are. People will come to me because the word that they say most often is stuck. I feel like I'm stuck. They know that they want something different in their life. Sometimes they know they want something different, but they don't know what it is. So my job as a coach is to help them uncover or discover what is that, whatever it is, that they feel is missing. Some people come to me for coaching because they know what they want, but they don't believe they can have what they want. So then it's about building self-esteem and raising their confidence level. Some people come to me knowing exactly what they want. They know they can have it, but they need help with the strategy and the accountability. So I provide the kind of coaching that supports the client getting whatever it is they say they want. And that's what coaching is about.
Awesome. Great stuff. So I do want to remind you guys, we are live. So if you at home have a question, comment, or concern, please put it in the comments section, and myself and Joy can answer it live with you today. So don't forget, you could put your questions in the comments section as we're live. So Joy, do you have any tips or tricks to help our fellow business owners, whether it be in business or just overall wellness or maybe less stress? The article that we had in Communicate had to do with like your New Year's resolutions and goals. We can touch base on that. But is there any tips or tricks you'd like to share with the people at home?
Well, bottom line, I always say the very first thing that I want my clients to have is a
Mm-hmm.
relationship with themselves. It starts with that. It
Mm-hmm.
starts with liking who you are, knowing who you are, accepting who you are, warts and all, that you
Mm-hmm.
really become your own best friend. And if you're struggling with that, if you have demons from the past or wounds from the past, if you have anxiety or if you have, fear, doubts, and uncertainty, we need to clear that up because an individual needs to be a happy camper, happy in your own
Mm-hmm.
skin. And when that's resolved, then instead of being inward focused, now you can be outward focused. Now you can look and see how can you support others instead of having that sense of need for yourself because you're okay. So that's the first thing. The first goal I would have for clients is for them to learn how to be happy with who they are. There's a wonderful Japanese phrase that I love, and it's called wabi sabi, and it means I am perfectly imperfect. There's no such thing as perfection. People come to me for work-life balance. There really isn't any such thing as balance. We're
Mm-hmm.
constantly moving and adjusting and learning how to be flexible. So that would be the second tip is learning how to be flexible through life, not rigid. Rules and bumper guards, those are good to have, but sometimes we have to think outside the box.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we have to be innovative and creative, and that requires flexibility. And then meeting goals moving into the future, and I
Mm-hmm.
mentioned that in this article. Most people don't like rules. So when you say you're going to be resolved to do something, it sounds like a rule. And immediately human
Mm-hmm.
nature is, I'm going to go just contrary to that. I'm going to ignore that. So I prefer the word setting an intention. And I recommend that's what you do. You set your intention for what is the big picture. What is it you ultimately want to achieve? And then what are the little baby steps or the objectives that you're doing to get that to that big picture? And then you take a look and you go like, okay, what are my goals for getting through today? What are the top things that I want to accomplish today? And
Mm-hmm.
whatever I've put down, is it taking me in the direction of that big vision, that big intention?
Mm-hmm.
And so when you're clear with where you want to get to, then you can map a strategy to get there. Otherwise, you're going off through life willy-nilly. It's kind of like taking a trip. You get in the car, but you have no idea where you're going to go.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot easier and can be more fun if you have a game plan of how to get there, have a map.
Awesome. Awesome. So if we and like I said, we are live. So anyone has a question, please put in the comments. So let's just say we're dealing with someone who hasn't met you yet and they set these New Year's resolutions. We wouldn't want to set more of New Year's intentions, right? So I mean, we are what is we're 17 days into the New Year's. I'm sure plenty of people have quit on their New Year's resolutions already. But how do we get them back on track, or what would be some tips to help those New Year's resolutions people?
On the leadership call, was it last week? There was another great coach that led that leadership call, and he talked about visualization, and I'm a great proponent on that. So when you set your goals, it's good to make them a SMART goal. They're specific, they're measurable, they're realistic or attainable, they're relevant, they're important to you, and they're time bound. Now, after you've set that down, then you want to imagine that you've already accomplished that goal. What does it feel like? How do you see yourself? Imagine that you've got that new car. Smell that new car. Imagine you're turning the keys into your brand new house. Imagine that you've landed that client. Imagine that you close that deal and you see that check. You see your bank balance. How do you feel? The mind doesn't distinguish between imagination and reality. Okay, so if you think something great and wonderful, if I am doing a workshop and I ask my clients to think of the most exciting, wonderful moment of their life, you can literally feel the energy in the room come up. Everybody's up, happy, pumped. It's that kind of energy that you want to call on that's available to you to help navigate the rough waters called life so that you can achieve those goals. Your thinking is so powerful. Most of us never pay attention to what we're thinking. I mean, like we don't get up in the morning and say, oh yeah, it's time to start thinking. We wake up in thought, we go to bed in thought. Now, to really do self-mastery, we want to pay attention to what are we thinking. Are we thinking thoughts that pump us up, that bring us up, our confidence, that excite us? Or are we beginning to do the negative thinking that zaps our energy, gets us down, and then that's what cripples us. That's what holds us back from achieving those goals we set out to do.
Awesome. Great stuff. And I have a couple examples. Maybe you can, fact or fiction them for me. So I heard like pilots, they're taught not to look at what they don't want to crash on. So pilots or race car drivers, they focus on where they want to go, not what they want to avoid. So like if you're driving in the snow and you start to slip a little bit and you're trying to get out of it, you shouldn't look at the tree you're heading towards. You should look away to where you want to go, because like where your attention goes, that's where the energy flows, I guess you could say. So that's one. And then there's another, I'm in the film and TV business, and there's a study done, like you said, your brain can't distinguish between like fact or fiction or reality. So like when you're watching TV and you're watching these shows, your brain is actually taking it in as if it's happening to you.
Exactly.
So you might want to be careful what you're watching and consuming, right?
You want to be careful what you're thinking and what you're imagining, and you want to use this powerful tool that we have called our brain. There's something that we have in our brain called a reticular activation system, RAS. You can Google this stuff.
Yep.
And it's that part of our brain that we program, and we do it in such a subtle way we don't even realize we're doing it. And a perfect example is if you've ever gone on a trip and you're going to the airport and you're dragging your carry-on and you're on your cell phone and there's noise all around you, kids are running around, but you hear your flight called. Now, why do you pick that up and you hear that flight number called over all of the noise that's around you? Because you programmed your brain at one time, maybe when you looked at the ticket, maybe when you scheduled the trip, that this was important information. Now, since we know our brains will do this, then what we want to do is we want to purposely program our brains. And how can we program them? By visualizing that which we want, keeping it top of mind, seeing the end result we want to create. What we focus on grows. If you believe you live in a world of abundance, you do. There's enough for you, enough for me, and everyone else. If you believe you live in a world of scarcity, that's your reality. You will always be in the world of lack or need. So you really want to be mindful if your thinking is in alignment to the goals that you've set out. I think in the article I mentioned, like if you have a goal that I want to invite a guest to my next chapter meeting, that's the goal. But if you mumble under your breath, well, nobody's going to come, nobody's going to listen to me, you've just canceled it out.
Yeah.
That's the power that you have. So you have to kind of be on guard, if you will. Pay attention to what you're thinking. That's the basic law of attraction right there.
100%. Love it. Love it. Do want to remind you guys that we are live. So please put a question, comment, concern in the comments section. And we have one right now coming from Vega. And it says, hey, Joy, congrats on being the featured member of the month. Any tips or tricks on managing a good work-life balance or determining which takes priority? Congrats again, Joy, and keep up the amazing work.
Thank you so much. So let's take a look at work-life balance. It's setting down priorities. So I would ask my clients to make a list. What's important to you in your work area, your career, your business? What's important to you in your life, your family, your friends? And now, how are you going to balance that? So you think of somebody that's walking on a tightrope, okay? They just don't get out there and just walk across the rope. They're constantly adjusting, constantly moving. If you go to a gym and you get on a balance bar, the roller bar. You just don't get on there and stand. You're constantly adjusting and shifting your weight. And that's what we have to do when we go through life. So we know what our priorities are. We know what's most important in work, in our personal life, and in the life that we have in social. And what can we do to be our best selves at any given situation, meaning we have to be flexible, we have to adapt, and also knowing it will never be perfect. We are wabi-sabi. We are perfectly imperfect. But what will help you is flexibility and knowing your priorities.
Absolutely. Great stuff. And thank you for the question, Vega. If there's any more questions, please put them in the comment section. We can answer them live. Before we get into some other stuff, any other last tips or tricks, business-wise or coaching-wise, you'd like to share with the people at home?
Well, for those of you who would like to have an overview on how to kickstart this new year, I'm doing a webinar on February the 4th. It will be at 9:00 in the morning, and it will be on happiness, health, and hope for the new year. An overview of, setting goals, looking at the roadblocks that are coming up, creating a strategy, and also having the visualization techniques, teaching you how to do that. And then I'm going to follow that up on the following Monday, on Monday the 13th. I'll get this out and get it posted. We're starting a mastermind group coaching session. That's at 4 p.m. Pacific Coast time. And that gives every participant the opportunity to state their goal, state their challenge or their roadblock, and receive support from all the participants, and some accountability, coaching, and also some strategizing.
Absolutely. And we'll dive into a little bit more on that later on. But if you definitely are interested, there's Joy's email address. So please contact her if you'd like to get to know her more and learn more about her. Let's shift gears a little bit and let's talk about LeTip. So the one question that I ask every single person who comes on the podcast is what LeTip means to them. So what does LeTip mean to you?
Well, prior to joining LeTip, my coaching practice was focused mainly on teaching coaching. And then also I did a lot of life and career coaching. And I had a good friend, and he invited me to a LeTip meeting. And I used this opportunity because I wanted to expand and grow my business coaching. And I was going to test the waters. And, coaching is kind of a crazy career. It's, I'm not a therapist, not a shrink. I'm a coach, but sometimes people will treat it the same way. Like nobody comes running to you and saying, okay, my life is tanking right now. I need help. They don't do that. So I thought, well, let me branch out to the business side. People are more eager to talk about, can you help me with my business than can you help me with my life? So within the first month, I was able to bring on a client that coaching her in her business and her employees. She needed some interactive strategic planning sessions. She wanted to build culture with her employees. She wanted to build policies and procedures and get her business organized. So that one client, it paid my dues for the next 3 years. Wow. So I knew what has coaching brought me. Number one is I have a resource of experts, gurus that I can rely on. In my chapter meetings, I am in a room full of people who have been inspected and vetted. They all have integrity. And then there's the LeTip family part, where LeTip really does become a family. We care about each other. And so we're looking for ways, how can we support and help each other? So I know that I have received so much more than I could have ever have imagined when I showed up for that first meeting. And like anything, any organization, anything that you do, the more you're involved, the more you will get from it. So for people who are new to LeTip, get involved, get on a committee, meet people, do your one-on-ones, do your visitation, get to know the members in your chapter. And then once you've got to know all of them, look to grow your knowledge of other members within LeTip, do your extended network. because if you work LeTip, LeTip works.
Awesome. And that was my next question would be, do you have any tips or tricks to tell a newer LeTip member? You kind of touched base upon it, but any other tips or tricks for a new LeTip member to help them grow?
In our chapter, we have what we call a white badge mixer. Not every chapter has them.
Mhm.
Um, so for us, anytime that we can get together with new members and with some seasoned members, we have an opportunity to share information. So that'd be the first thing. For brand new members, get together with somebody that's on the board,
Mhm.
link up with somebody, and get as much information as you can. You just really want to jump in. There's a lot to learn in the beginning. It can be kind of
Mhm.
overwhelming, but it all starts with a relationship. So basically, it starts with a conversation. How can I be a better member? What's the most important thing I should know about? If I would recommend that you do coffees, meet after work, whatever you have to do those one-on-ones. The more you get to know the members, the more the members can help you. If you jump into this organization, like any other organization, with the attitude is, what's in it for me? You will fail miserably. If you jump into the organization, and I do a workshop on the art of networking. And so if you jump in saying, who in this room, who in this chapter can I help? I want to be curious. I want to learn as much as I can about these people. I guarantee you will be flooded with help, support. Your business will grow.
Yeah, I mean, we hear it all the time, like people, especially in like LeTip, like, they come and what business can I get from me? But if they come with the,
Yeah.
another mindset, what I can do to help other members, business will just come around. So yeah, is there you want to touch base on that?
Well, there is an art to networking. And so, and I approach every person I meet from a coach's point of view. Okay. So as a coach, I'm going to show up and I'm going to be curious, and I want to find out, how can I support this person? Not how can I make this person my client? How many dollars can I get out of their wallet into my wallet? No. It's not that mindset. It's like, how can I help this person? Sometimes it's just connecting them to another person. Sometimes it's, they need a car mechanic, or they need their carpet cleaning, and I overhear a conversation. Whatever it is, I want to be aware of how can I support this other person. And then I want to be a connector. I want to introduce them to as many people as I can to support and help them. When you do that, givers gain, they say.
Mhm.
But when you focus on yourself, and you can show up with a script, and you're selling yourself before you even have a relationship, before you even said like hi, then that's not going to work. That's a disaster. And so
Mhm.
sometimes young people that are new in networking, they don't know this. And so if anybody's new in networking, they need their 30-second commercial, they need to understand how to introduce themselves or how to network, give me a call. I'll be more than happy to help you.
Awesome. And just so there you go. There's the email just right now. Joy's putting the door open for anyone who's looking help with their commercial. Joy's there for you. Awesome. I do want to remind you guys that we are live, and Joy's been great to give us some time here. So she's able and willing to answer any questions you guys may have. And we have some coming in from John. Thanks, John, for tuning in. How big should the goals be when we set them? I'm always told by my peers the goals are too high. How do you overcome doubts by those around you?
Well, I'm a possibility thinker, John. So I say the sky's the limit. It's whatever you want to create. So I also believe that it's very important that you believe that the
Mhm.
sky's the limit and that you have the power to create what you want. So you see the big vision, then you have to get back into reality. And it is, okay, what do I need to do today to get to where I want to go to? Coaching is about action. That's the distinction between a therapist and a coach.
Mhm.
And so think of the word stagecoach. So if you have this goal of getting, from point A to B to C to D and so on, and to the big picture, that's great. Coaching will help you, because we're going to help you break it down into bite-sized pieces, stepping stones, objectives, to steer you in the direction. So ultimately, whatever you're doing, whatever you're thinking, whatever you're plotting and planning, is taking you in the direction of your ultimate goal. And then every now and then we have to check in because our goals could change. That's why I like the word intention. We know we want to be the best version of ourselves. We want to have the best business that we can have. We want to have the best relationships that we can create. But things change along the way. And so we're constantly fine-tuning and adjusting and making the changes that we need to make along the way without getting discouraged, and staying on the course. One of the things that I think is really important is when people set out a goal, that it's a personal choice. It comes from inside. It comes from in here. It's not a decision. It's not something that somebody's told you should do. It's not based on finances. It's not based on family or friends, because a lot of our family and friends with the best intentions can give us bad advice. So we want to ask ourselves, what do I want for my highest and best self? You were born with an answer channel. You were born knowing exactly what's right or wrong for you. Listen to the wisdom, listen to the wise words. And as you're going on this journey of life towards your goal, check in with yourself every now and then. Am I doing what's right? Is this for my highest and best good? Stay the course. Choose. If you make decisions, try to please others, try to be what somebody else wants you to be, what they believe you should be, that's when you hear yourself saying, I knew I shouldn't have done that. Yourself will never lie to you. Listen to yourself. That's the best way to achieve your goals.
Awesome. Great stuff. Our next question is from Connor McKeon. He says, great info, Joy. Do you have any tips for new members who are nervous about public speaking?
All right. So I believe in a disruptor message. A disruptor message means that when they ask you to come up and tell me something about yourself, most people say, hi, my name is Joy, and I'm a life coach, and I'm here in Las Vegas, and I'm a mother and a grandmother. Okay, so as soon as I say the word life coach, that'll go in one and out the other. So you want to come up with a disruptive statement that when you stand up and speak, you've got everybody's attention. So one of my favorite ones is I stand up and I say, raise my hand. Have you ever made a decision that you later regretted? One of those, and everybody will raise their hand. But I say, well, if you'd like to learn the secret on how to live the rest of your life without regrets, come and see me. My name is Joy. I don't have to say I'm a life coach. I don't have to give them any information. They will come to me and say, what did you say? Do you have a card? So that's called a disruptor. And you have to be very confident in saying something like that. You have to believe in yourself. You have to believe in who you are, the company you represent, and the products or services that you're providing. Write a little script. You have the best tool ever called Zoom. Record yourself. Practice until you can say it in the car on your way to your LeTip meeting. That's how you create that speech.
Awesome. Great stuff. Do want to warn you guys, we are coming towards the end of the question time. So get your questions in while you can. You could put a question, a comment, or just any concern you have in the comment section, and we could answer it live. Thank you for the people who participated. So get them in while you can, because time is running out on those. And while those are coming in, Joy, are you ready for the speed round?
Sure.
So speed round, nothing to be alarmed or afraid about. I'm just gonna rapid fire some quick and easy questions, and you just let them rip. So you ready?
Sure.
All right, speed round. Here we go. Favorite food?
Pardon? Favorite food? Sushi.
Favorite food? Sushi. Nice. I like sushi as well. Favorite color?
Red.
Nice. Now this is from a show called Ted Lasso. His question is always first concert and best concert.
First concert, Chicago. Best concert, the Beach Boys.
Nice, good stuff. Favorite music, favorite group.
Favorite music. Oh my gosh. I'm the old era. I didn't like the Beatles until they were in the elevator. So. But my favorite, I guess, is probably Latin jazz. Yeah, Latin jazz.
Favorite TV show or movie? Do you have any things that you watch or stream?
Well, I stream MHZ because I like watching foreign films. It makes me have to read the subtitles, so I can't multitask, and it gives me the opportunity to travel, through video.
Nice. Favorite hobby or something that's not work related? Do you have any hobbies?
Scuba
That stuff?
diving.
Nice. Wow, I didn't know
Scuba
that.
diving, favorite island, Koh Lanta in Thailand.
Wow, hey, nice. Very good stuff. Favorite sport?
Geez, I like them all. I like football. I like baseball. I like them all.
All right.
I'm a spectator. I don't participate. I'm a spectator.
So we are in the nice. We are in the NFL playoffs. Is there a team that you like? Do you have a favorite team?
No, I just like to watch whoever's playing at the time.
Let's hear.
I'm more into college than I am into a pro.
Okay. Well, if you need a team to root for, you can root for these guys right there.
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah. I just happened to be here from the last podcast. So yes, we like the Giants over here in Jersey. So yeah, I mean that pretty much concludes our speed round. Thank you, Joy. Get to learn about a little bit about Joy besides work-related stuff. So thank you for participating. Last chance, guys. If you have a question, comment, or concern, John, I know that boo isn't for the Giants. I know that's for a fact. John's booing in the comment section over there. I know that's not for the Giants. And then Connor says, "Be a disruptor." Great tip. Thank you. Oh, and then Vega asks, "Hey Joy, curious to know, you have a favorite foreign film?"
Oh geez, I've watched so many. I don't think I can pick just any particular one. Whether it's on Netflix or whether it's MHZ. No, I don't really have a favorite.
All right, good stuff. All good, all good. So there's a couple. As we run down here, last chance for people to put questions in the comment section. You have some events coming up, right? So let's go over some stuff.
On February the 4th, I'm going to do a live webinar. It's going to be an overview of a workshop I do called The Gift of Self, which is really taking an opportunity, kind of a timeout where you get to sit with yourself and plot out what is it you want to create in 2023 so that you're happy, that you're healthy, and that there's hope. There's hope for the future. You want to go into this very optimistically. And then we're going to start a mastermind group on the 13th. That'll be Mondays at 4 p.m. And that's an opportunity for participants to get the coaching and the feedback, the accountability, the guide, whatever, to move forward to achieve those goals that you've stated.
Awesome. So you definitely want to keep an eye out for those. They're coming up quickly. And if you're interested in anything that Joy's got going on, please don't hesitate to give her an email, joy@joyandassociates.com. It's right there on your screen, so you can't lose it. So please check her out. It's been great having you on here. Last chance, anybody for the comment section, you have any questions, comments, concerns? Joy, while we have you here, any last tips, tricks, or anything else you'd like to share with LeTip Nation?
With LeTip Nation. The best thing that anyone can give themselves is, self-acceptance, self-appreciation. You want to go through life being your own best friend, not your arch enemy. If you want to achieve goals, be happy with your life, be happy with the journey you have. You want to be best friends with that person that's on the journey. I always say that you have a shadow self, and that shadow self is on this journey with you and whispering in your ear all the time, guiding you and telling you, what's best for you. Pay attention. That person wants you to succeed in life. That entity or spirit came with you along the way to guide you. And if you listen to the wise wisdom that you were born with, you can be happy, you can be healthy, you can be successful in all your endeavors. But it starts with creating that awesome relationship with yourself.
Awesome. Great stuff. Again, definitely check out Communicare featuring our featured member of the month, Joy Huntsman. It's definitely check out her article in our Communicare. For those of you who don't even know Communicare exists, check your emails. It might be in your spam folder, but check the search for Communicare, and this will pop right up. You click on the link, it takes you to our whole archive of articles that are tips, tricks, and featured members. So definitely check those out. They come out once a month. Joy, any questions, comments, concerns you have?
No, I just appreciate this opportunity, and I'm sure I'm going to just let everybody know that this is something that LeTip is offering. I had no idea I had the podcast, so this is a great benefit for LeTip members for sure.
Absolutely, absolutely. So definitely, everyone out there, spread the word. It's a good way that we get to learn about our members and share tips and tricks to help you all of us grow as a whole. So definitely spread the word and get the podcast out there. And you can find us on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. Right now, we're simultaneously live on these streams, and we're able to take questions. So if someone asks a question, we can answer it live, and it's great to learn about our members from all across the world. Joy, it's been great. It's been a pleasure to talk to you. I'm definitely going to send you an email. A lot of stuff that you're saying is definitely resonating, and I would love to chat with you more. And for those at home, if you would also like to send Joy an email, it's on your screen right there. There it is.
The closing comments I'd make is the first session is on me. It's always complimentary, so everything starts with a conversation.
Nice. So there you guys have it, our featured member of the month. There's her email. Joy, thank you so much for joining us today, and we'll see you next time on LeTip Live. We're supposed to have music, but I guess not today.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you, Joy.